These shoes are the stuff of legends, and their designs have shaped the sneaker industry forever. Because for many, the Air Jordan line of sneakers is synonymous with basketball culture. And while the shoes were first created for on-court performance, they quickly became much more than just basketball footwear. With each new edition, the Air Jordan line has further transcended the boundaries of sport, becoming a cultural icon that resonates with fans across the globe. If you missed the first video in our series covering the legacy of the iconic Air Jordan sneaker line, we discussed the first 3 editions. In this second part of our series, we'll explore the evolution of the Air Jordan line with a focus on the 4th, 5th, and 6th editions. These shoes marked a turning point in the line's industry as Michael Jordan and designer Tinker Hatfield continued to push the boundaries of sneaker design and innovation. While the first 3 Air Jordan shoes were groundbreaking in their own right, the 4th, 5th, and 6th editions took things to the next level. These shoes showcased bold new designs, new technologies, and a level of performance that had never been seen before in basketball footwear. But the Air Jordan line is more than just a series of shoes. It's a cultural phenomenon that's inspired generations of fans and sneakerheads around the world. So join us as we take a closer look at the 4th, 5th, and 6th editions of the Air Jordan line and the impact they had on basketball and sneaker culture. Starting off, the Jordan 4 was first released to the public in February of 1989 during the All-Star break. It's safe to say that these kicks are one of the most iconic shoes in the Jordan brand. Designed by Tinker Hatfield, the Jordan 4 had a number of new design features that made it stand out. It was the first Jordan shoe to be released globally, which was a major milestone for the brand. One of the most recognizable features of the Jordan 4 is the flight logo beneath the Jumpman logo. This edition gave the shoe an extra touch of cool, and it's still a beloved design feature to this day. The Jordan 4 also had mesh added to the design for increased breathability. Of the 4 colorways released, the Breads are perhaps the most iconic of them all. The Jordan 4 also made its mark on popular culture when it was featured in Spike Lee's film Do the Right Thing. And it was also the shoe that Michael Jordan was wearing when he made the shot in Game 5 of the 1989 NBA First Round between the Chicago Bulls and Cleveland Cavaliers. This play solidified MJ's status as a clutch-time champion and international superstar. The Jordan brand even released the Cavalier colorway of the Jordan 4 in 2012 in honor of the shot. It's clear that the Air Jordan 4 is one of the greatest classics in the legendary shoe line, and it still receives retro releases. As the 90s approached, the Jordan brand had already cemented its position as the leading player in the sneaker industry. The Air Jordan sneaker had become a bona fide status symbol, and kids all around the world were begging their parents for them. The Jordan 3 and 4 were tough acts to follow, but the design genius of Tinker Hatfield would come through again for the Jordan brand, as he and Nike would start the 90s off with a bang by dropping the legendary Jordan 5, a bold new edition featuring an aggressive design inspired by the iconic look of the World War II Mustang fighter aircraft. The zigzagging tooth-like detail on the midsole gave the shoe an extra touch of ferocity. The Jordan 5 was also the first basketball shoe to feature 3M reflective material. This material had previously only been seen on running shoes to increase visibility during night runs. Tinker Hatfield aimed to make the shoe more noticeable whenever Michael Jordan performed his moves in front of the cameras. To achieve this, he incorporated the 3M material into the design to create a glowing tongue. Initially, only 2 out of the 4 original color schemes had the illuminated tongue. However, the feature gained immense popularity and eventually became one of the model's most recognizable attributes, being featured in most of its retro versions. One of the most unique design features of the Jordan 5 is the use of transparent rubber in the sole. It was the first time this feature was introduced in athletic shoes, and seeing the Jumpman logo beneath the sole was a game changer. Another design element that made a huge difference was the lace lock. The Jordan 5 was the first basketball sneaker to come with a lace lock, which helped keep the laces tight and secure while playing. MJ wore the Jordan 5 in some of his most iconic moments, such as leading the Bulls to the Eastern Conference Finals and scoring a career-high 69 points against the Cleveland Cavaliers on March 28, 1990. The Jordan 5 made its mark on popular culture as well, with appearances in the sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Continuing the legacy of greatness set by its predecessors, the Jordan 6 was released in 1991 and became one of the most beloved of all the editions. The Jordan 6 is also known for its unique heel tab, which was designed by Tinker to resemble the spoiler of a German sports car. This design element was inspired by Michael Jordan's love for sports cars, and it added a sleek and sophisticated touch to the shoe's overall aesthetic. The Jordan 6 holds a special place in the hearts of sneaker enthusiasts, as it marks the historic moment when Michael Jordan won his first Bulls championship while sporting the Jordan 6s. MJ, of course, had an incredible season leading up to his first title, averaging 31.5 points per game, making the All-NBA First Team and All-NBA Defensive Team, as well as his second MVP award in 1991. And Michael Jordan's first NBA Finals appearance was against one of the most legendary players in the history of the game, Magic Johnson. Throughout the playoffs, MJ sported the iconic black infrared colorway of the Air Jordan 6, which represented his unwavering focus and commitment to winning in the playoffs after being sent home by the Pistons the previous year. This postseason was a defining moment in Jordan's career, as it marked the beginning of the Chicago Bulls dynasty. The team went on to win 5 more championships in the 90s, cementing their place in basketball history. And it all began with Jordan's relentless determination to succeed in the face of tough competition. The black infrared Air Jordan 6 has become a symbol of that drive and ambition, reminding fans of MJ's impact on the sport and his legacy as one of the greatest players of all time. The Air Jordan 6 has a rich and fascinating history, filled with collaborations and iconic moments. This shoe is known worldwide for its touching story, symbolism, and unique design. Another important aspect of Michael Jordan's legacy is his partnership with Gatorade. The famous Be Like Mike commercials helped skyrocket MJ's fame to new heights. To honor this partnership, Jordan Brand released 2 colorways of the Air Jordan 6 in 2017. The Travis Scott X Air Jordan 6 collaboration is also a huge milestone for the shoe. The olive upper, lace locks, and side cargo pocket give it a unique aesthetic. It also features both Cactus Jack and Nike Air branding, which only adds to its appeal. But perhaps one of the most interesting collaborations in the shoe's history was when it appeared in the Batman Returns film. DC Comics reached out to Tinker Hatfield for footwear inspiration for the film, and the Air Jordan 6 was chosen. Michael Keaton wore the shoe in the movie, making it a legendary moment for both the Air Jordan 6 and Batman fans. With all of its collaborations and iconic moments, it's no wonder the Air Jordan 6 is still one of the most popular sneakers in the Jordan Brand lineup. The shoe's legacy continues to live on through its retro releases, solidifying its place in sneaker history. However, the Air Jordan 6 not only signaled the start of a new era, but it also marked the end of another one, because this iconic shoe was the last in the Air Jordan series to showcase Nike branding on the exterior. Following the Jordan 6, designer Tinker Hatfield and Nike made a conscious decision to shift the focus towards building a distinct identity for the Air Jordan brand. This move would prove to be a turning point in the sneaker industry, as the Air Jordan brand would go on to become a powerhouse in its own right. The Jordan 6, therefore, represents the end of the Nike era and the beginning of a new chapter in sneaker history. With its striking design and pioneering approach to branding, it laid the foundation for the Air Jordan brand as we know it today. All in all, the Air Jordan line has been a staple in sneaker culture and the sports industry since its inception in the mid-1980s. The 4th, 5th, and 6th editions of the shoe continued to solidify the brand's dominance in the market and expanded its reach beyond basketball fans. With each release, the Air Jordan sneakers evolved and adapted to the changing times, while still staying true to their roots. These iconic shoes have become more than just footwear. They're a symbol of individuality, self-expression, and a testament to the lasting impact of Michael Jordan's legacy on the sports world. Today, Air Jordans are not only worn on the basketball court, but also in everyday life, making them a staple in sneaker collections for millions of people around the world. As the Air Jordan legacy continues to grow and evolve, we can only wait and see what the future holds for this iconic brand. One thing is for sure, the impact of the Air Jordan line on both the sneaker industry and basketball will never be forgotten.